The two most common electoral system types are the first-past-the-post plurality system and the party list system of proportional representations. These and other electoral systems are the subject of our discussion today. While these two broad systems are the most common, there are other systems that are used in fewer places. We'll talk about these systems as well. Let's do a quick survey of what electoral systems are currently being used in the Commonwealth nations so we can orient ourselves. Roughly half of Commonwealth nations use the first-past-the-post system. As you can see on the map, this includes many large nations, including India, Nigeria, Pakistan, the United Kingdom, Canada, Nigeria, Malaysia and Tanzania. And it also includes most of the small nations in the Caribbean and several mid-sized nations in Africa. The next most used system is the party list proportional representation system. Nations which use this approach include several in Southern Africa, as well as Guyana and New Zealand. Then there are about 10 nations which use other electoral systems. Australia, which uses preferential voting, is the largest example. Now, we've made this masterclass with a particular reason in mind, which is to contribute to discussion among CPA members and their parliaments about electoral reform debates. In most cases, that debate will be about a first-past-the-post using nation considering change to another system, although there will be other situations where change is being discussed. In facing these debates, how should legislators, or people deciding on changes to national constitutions, decide which approach to use in voting systems? Well, most political scientists and most members of Parliament, for understandable reasons, focused on which systems yield the most seats for certain political parties, which systems favour large parties, which systems favour small new entrant parties, which systems favour incumbents, and so on. Today I want to step aside from partisan analysis and focus on the real customers of democracy, the voters. In this section of the masterclass, I'm going to try and set out a simple framework for how electoral system designers and legislators can fulfil for voters the promise of the system of responsible and representative government. It turns out that there are 4 pillars to this framework, or rather 4 design questions which need to be answered. 1. Do voters cast their votes directly for candidates to be their representatives, or do their votes go to political parties? 2. Do voters get to select just a single nominee for their political party and elect just one person as the representative of a group of voters? Or do they get to choose from and elect multiple representatives for their group or for their electoral division? 3. Do voters only get to mark a single vote for candidates, or can they indicate an order of preference which can be used as a backup if their first choice cannot win? And 4. Do the voting rules have the effect of ensuring that every vote is of equal weight? Or do they leave voters with different degrees of influence over election outcomes? Out of these 4 questions emerge more or less all the electoral systems of the world, although of course there are all sorts of specific details within each system. These pillars work together to support the ultimate goal that the greatest possible number of citizens of the community can elect a representative in the Assembly that they approve of and who feel represents them. It's this outcome, not the interest of any particular political party, which give the parliaments their legitimacy and help parliaments to bring fairness to society. Highly representative parliaments also prevent any part of society from feeling excluded from a fair say in the nation's political decisions, a situation which is sure to undermine the legitimacy of a democracy.